right, it is almost, well, there's a cat. Say hi. Meow. So it is almost time for the biggest event of the summer. I welcome you all as we get prepared to a little behind the scenes of me getting prepared. So welcome to the studio of DNA. This is my place that we do everything. Don't know how else to describe it. And then where I spend my time when I have it gaming. So my retro gaming collection and current. All my old consoles from youth till now. New consoles. And movie collection. I'm a big movie guy, hence the R DNA podcast. REEL. That's where we keep it real. You can check that out once a month. Right here on the Twitch. But yeah, let's head over to the desk. Okay, so one of the things that I collect, of the many things, you can see my shadow there, or reflection rather. I collect pins. Weird, I know, but it all got started because of Loot Crate. They included them, so I figured why not have a cool thing to display it. So Andrea Lana got that for me. And that's that. The drum set I've used on stream before. I am indeed a drummer, or an aspiring drummer. And I've played for about 20 years. And let's remove this green screen so you guys can see that stuff. I apologize for the mess. I'll have this cleaned up before the actual show tomorrow. But this is my workspace. I work from home and I do the shows here. But behind the green screen is something that's covered up, unfortunately too much, but this is my proud display of nerd things. I guess where do I begin? Down here we have the Rated R spinner belt. Shout out to the community and Wicked for making that a thing. It's something I've wanted since it was a thing, and I got to mount the display case for it. I have that, I just haven't mounted it yet. But that is one of my prized possessions. There's Lana and Sting. Some toys. More collectibles. My WWE games. Me and my signed stuff that I have. Autographed Sting. And more stuff here. All my WWE DVDs. Some cool collectibles. More WWE DVDs. Autograph from Kurt Angle. My WrestleMania 22 lanyard and ticket. Mini spinners. Nearly every WWE pay-per-view that has been released. More random collectibles, just kind of a throw shelf. More figures. The very first ever Twitch check. My Nintendo shelf. Possibly one of my favorite shelves right there. Poor Fiend. And that's that. Let's take a look at my actual work desk here. So where I work and do DNA, as you can see, I generally have wrestling on. And then a rerun going as we count down. So what I do for the shows is a lot of times I'll go into the dash here, check Streamlabs we have pending redemptions. So I gotta go through these one by one and make sure these are added to my Word document that I have going. And that's how I book the shows and keep track of everything. I have a long, ongoing, how many pages is this? 46 pages so far of booking. And that's only from episode 200. The first 200 I wasn't keeping track like this. I had paper copy. I started going digital about halfway through. I got video files for things for the shows, and then I load them into OBS when I need to have certain things play. So this is what I see. Then I also have the game on this screen. And the camera, the light. And this is what I watch. And all my settings just for this scene. I have the different scenes, the different sources for each individual graphic that plays, sound effect that plays, you name it. So each of these have an identity. Our stream information, and then like intros and various things, the outros. Havoc's special screen that was built just for him. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So, the second part of this video, I guess, will segue into now, which will be me kind of showing you on screen on the basic setup of a show. And I don't know how long that'll be. Maybe I'll just fast forward through that so you guys can see. But yeah, this is a little behind the scenes. Not too crazy exciting, but this is just a small glimpse at being set up and prepared before I go live on what I need to do. So hopefully you enjoyed that. All right, so we're back at this part now. We're on the actual computer, so the audio is probably a little bit better. What I'm going to do now is fire up the game console. And we'll scan for updates, is what I do before every live show on Thursday. I'll scan to make sure that everyone has submitted something as far as their updates are concerned. Controller needs an update. Well, I guess we're updating the controller right now. So that's fun. So while we're doing that, just kind of wanted to share with you, every little piece of stuff on the screen is its own little preset, as I mentioned, so I can turn this stuff on and out, like the viewer count, bit leaders. That is a text plugin that I use, a TXT file sourced from Streamlabs data, so that automatically updates and writes to the TXT file, which is then referenced into OBS. This is literally just a text overlay, nothing special for that. Sub count is the same thing, a TXT file which automatically updates when that applet is active. Channel subs is just a text overlay. Logo is sourced from Streamlabs, which is this. That'll rotate through based on presets. I have audio settings. I have credits that will play. Our goal at the bottom, that is sourced from Streamlabs. Same with our sub goal at the top. We have a chat that will come up when you guys chat, so that's its own file, or browser source rather. Emotes, boss, sub alerts, sound effects. The Xbox is a source, and then sound alerts. Those are the active ones. We have other ones too, such as cam, which is the camera. We have our laugh track, which we'll use for various things. We have trailers that play. We have other things too. So these are all loaded in as separate sources on this particular scene, which is the main scene for the show. We have an intro scene and other sources as well, and those are all uniquely set up as needed. So as this updates here, I didn't expect this to be part of the video, but hey, this is what happens when you record or try to set stuff up for a show. This is just what happens. So hopefully everyone's excited, getting anxious, I guess, anticipating NAW SummerSlam in a little bit here. This is just behind the scenes before the show. I don't know how long this video will be, but this just to give you an idea on the preparation and the amount of work that it takes to set up an episode of NAW. And this is every episode, minus this controller update here. But every episode I do these checks. So, obviously I launched the game. We'll wait for that to load. Which we had a show going when this went to standby and turned itself off. We had finished FanFest on Friday, so that was the last thing that was played. So SummerSlam is our next event. It's a special event, so on the calendar it's not preset like these house shows and NPC is. So since it's a pay-per-view, we add it to the calendar. To do so, I will edit the show. I can import a show if I had one created, such as one of your guys' downloads or various things that we've had in the past that's still on here. So there's quite a bit of content still on here that we haven't deleted yet for whatever reason. I hoard everything and hang on to it. But these are some of the things that we have. And there's empty spots too. SummerSlam is a WWE pay-per-view, which all of you know. If you don't, I have questions. But with that in mind, we will set both rosters so it books appropriately. SummerSlam is the pay-per-view theme. And then we'll go into, and this is different, as I said. Normally I'd import your creation, and it will have all this stuff on screen filled out already. But for this particular one, we have to input the data because it imports only custom shows, not actual shows that are built into the game. Fortunately, though, it's kind of a quick process. We'll pick the theme. So we're just going with SummerSlam. Nothing special here. I know there's no commentary, but OCD has me do that. Thank you. SummerSlam 17. We could go 13, but I don't know. 17 might be the better arena. I don't know. WWE Designs. Normally I'd use the custom NAW one for this, but because it's pay-per-view, we got arena. Yes, that's what we wanted. So SummerSlam. Watermark, we're still going to go with our custom image for that one, which is NAW. Then we wait for it to load in. We want it over by the text. Show load itself. So I feel it's obvious. Normally we'd go to, we have some custom ones for like things we've done in the past. Or we use elements, which are these templates. For this, we're going to use SummerSlam. Again, pretty straightforward and easy to understand. See, that one's cool. But this is the theme. Maybe I'll use the other one. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'll try them both. We'll see. We'll preview it. This is what I do. This is probably what takes me longer than necessary to, but detail's important. Some of you guys can respect that. Location. Let's go to Las Vegas. I guess that's where it's going to be this year. Let's preview it, huh? See if I like it. If not, I'll go with the 13. I like the graphic. Alright, this is a cool arena. We'll go with it. I'm not picky. Sometimes I'm picky. Let's be real. Show music. Yep, everything is set. So with that being set, we just save it. And it is now a show. We're going to go to it. And this is now where we can edit the cards. 7 matches. It has preset ones, of course, based on your roster input. We customize every single match because that's what we do. I have that Word document that I showed you that I reference when putting these in, so I'm not going to bore you with that part of it. But what I am going to do is one last check for community creations. This is what I do before I input a card, just to make certain there are no updates. I go to most recent, and there is, look at that, we have a character that we don't have yet. So we input that. And then we'll go into universe mode. This is a new character. They haven't redeemed yet. So we're going to throw them on the NPC roster. When they start redeeming, we'll put them on the main roster. We'll switch to custom. And this is who they are. Now you'll notice some people appear on both. Depending on your tenure on the roster or how active you are, if you're somewhat newer within the first 3 to 6 months, I'll also throw you on NPC. If you're a tenured person but are less than active, I'll throw you on NPC. If you're very active, I'll throw you exclusively on the main roster. So that's how I determine the rosters. So 63 and 52. Again, a lot of these people overlap and appear on both. Not all. So consider that. Alright, so now that is set, we have tag team settings. Here are all the current tag teams and their entrances they've submitted to their forms. If you haven't done that, please do so. And I do have another new team that was formed this past Thursday that I have to input before the show tomorrow. So that is another task that I have. But by the time you guys are seeing this video, it'll all be input already. And then again, I'll come back here and set the card. And then when we go to start show, I'll literally click start show, and then it's showtime. So at this point, everything is set. You guys are just counting down, tick-tock, tick-tock, to SummerSlam. What I want you guys to do, get hyped, because it is time now for our dark match to kick off SummerSlam 2021, our 400th episode of NAW. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, you guys. And thank you for tuning in early to catch this. Hopefully this was entertaining.
A competitor has been eliminated.
My sincerest apologies for cutting the feed in the W universe. It'll be back momentarily. Tonight is such a special night for all of you. 400 episodes. What a milestone. I do hate to take up any more of your time, so allow me to reintroduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christopher Goldman, and I am the Reaper. Enjoy the rest of the show.